Dry Weather House. And before that, you heard Drive Her Home. And then we also played the Jolly Boys back to back, belly to
Belly to
belly.
belly, I don't give a damn because you're done dead. I'm done dead already. Let me tell you something. The thing about this aspect of the music is the fun that the songs. First of all, the memories and then the fun in the lyrics. Marky, a lot of it is risque too.
Very risque,
Right?
and a lot of
but it's
innuendo.
very subtle. Very subtle. But my favorite though, Drive with a House, them no word I said.
Also played the Ticklers, Healing in the Barnyard by the Ticklers.
Oh, yes. To that. Over to you, Colin.
Yes, sir. So you touched some of there's so much to talk about Mento and the role it played because it was entertainment, it was education. The average Mento band, say, in a village, and I'm putting my mind's eye back to when I was a boy in the hills of St. Elizabeth. And these guys, eventually, when newspapers come around, they were almost 2 weeks late. But these guys would take the topical stories and they would make songs around them. And because not many people could read.
Right.
Okay. And they found a way of telling these stories of what was going on, you know.
That's a running theme that I find in listening to all of these songs is the first word that jump out at me when I listen to all of these songs is experiences.
Yes.
These songs spoke of the experience that these guys were having.
And you know what is so good too in a lot of them? They never call the names of the people who
were so charged.
These incidents happened to. It would either be John or Tom or so on, you know. I remember there's an old Mento one called Rima. And the words go, I was living a decent and contented life when a soldier man came in and mashed up my life. For every Sunday she went to Rima, hugging and kissing and romancing with the soldier. And what happened back, Rima, that section of Kingston that we all know, used to be a soldier camp down there. And the ladies from nearby, because there were no washing machines and so on, they would go there and wash their clothes. And this lady used to wash for a particular soldier man. And the rest of the song tells the story. And the poor husband, regardless of what he did, she would just kiss him on the cheek and go back in the morning.
Man. Yeah, because the soldier man have a longer gun.
And quite a few Mento songs you had the soldier man featuring.
Yes, man.
Find me, soldier man, find me.
Yes, find me, soldier man, find me. Yes, and soldier man come here for quote me and give me 1 shilling and quatty.
Yes.
We take it by silk and satin. And then Jeremiah, who was our boyfriend, take it and fling it to in a penguin maca.
I feel it's the same soldier man though. That soldier man no Arima.
That one is from the British regiment.
Yes. No, there was a thing for uniform in those days, you know. We have a song that we call Rebecca, which speaks to a girl from the country. And when she came to Kingston the first time and she saw the fire brigades man and the policeman and thing, man, the song says she throw away the banjo man and throw away the guitar man because them no wear uniform. So the uniform had a lot of influence on these ladies. Yeah.
No, but a question. Just a take while you process. There is this tendency, certainly in the early days, where people looked at Mento and tend to conflate with Calypso.
Yes.
Based on the Calypso coming out of Trinidad and Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica. But and in fact, some of these records, and we're going to talk about the recording side of the business as well.
Right.
Were released on a Calypso label, right?
Yes.
Talk about that a little bit.
Okay. Calypso had a great influence on Mento, and I'll tell you, the Trinidadian Calypso at one point was the top exporter of Caribbean music. And so the term Calypso was referred to almost any Caribbean music.
Right.
Okay. And a lot of Mento bands would sing Calypso songs, albeit with Mento style. And we even had some who sing Mento songs, Calypso style. Lord Creator was one of them.
Count Lasher
And
would be one of
speaking
them.
of Lord, one of the biggest influence on Mento that Calypso had was that the Calypsonians of Trinidad at the day had a way of referring to themselves as lords and counts and prince and so forth. And Mento players eventually adopted that and gave rise to a lot of Jamaican artists, Mento artists, themselves being Count Lasha, Count Lebe,
Yeah.
you know, Lord Tanamo, right? And we could go on and you know, Count Owen, you know, a lot of them. So they got these names, you know, and that became a strong Mento. You would hardly find a Mento band at the time that didn't have a Count or a Lord or a Prince as the leader of the band. But
Hold your
it's
thought
a
there
distinctly different music.
Hold your thought a little bit, because we're almost up on a break. You touching on some of those performers, if you will, which we wanna take that up when we come back from the break. Let us just do our little thing. We have to keep the people who support us supported, and we.
Hi there. If you enjoyed that clip, go on over to our website at yardmedia.com, where you can watch the entire broadcast at your leisure. And while you're there, why don't you check out our other reggae music features? And before you leave, pick up some of our Jamaican reggae merchandise, and hey, don't forget to tell your friends.
My name is Garth, otherwise known as Big G.
My name is Richie Blackford.